Who knows 14? There was a war between the 5 Melochim against the 4 Melochim. The 4 Melochim were stronger, the 5 Melochim were subjugated. 12 years they worked, and 13 years they rebelled. On the 14th year, the 4 Melochim came to revenge. The Milchama was in the Yam HaMelach. Avraham Avinu came and he saved 5 Melochim because they took away Lot. Avraham Avinu became a hero. He took on Pesach Ofer and he fought with Ofer. Today we fight with gunpowder, but he fought with gunpower. In Parshas Vayetze we find 14 by Lavan. He worked 7 years for Rochel. Lavan tricked him and gave him Leah instead. So he had to work 14 years to get Rochel. Zeli esrim shono beveisecho, avadeticho arba esre shono bishtei benosecho. From here we can learn how old was Dino when she gave birth to Osnas. Yaakov Avinu was, Beis Lavan, 20 years, 14 years until he got Rochel, 6 years until all the Shvotim were born, including Dino. He came to Eretz Israel, and Shem ben Hamor took Dino. She was 6 years old. Came Michol Amalach, and he took Osnas to Beis Poitifar. Mesechtes Sofrim, Aleph Perik Aleph Alocho Hei. There are 14 Sudas, 7 days a week. Arbis and Shachris. The Gemara says Mesechtes Shabbos Af Kuf Yud Chesom et Aleph. V'yitol min hatamchu, you shouldn't take tzedakah unless you have less than 14 seudoth. Tanoch Shulchan Reish Nun Gimel Sif Aleph. The Gemara Mesechtes Sukkah says you find 14 seudoth in the Sukkah. Shitas Rebbe Eliezer, a person has to eat in the Sukkah 14 times every single day, 2 seudoth. Avchov Zayin Omud Aleph, the Mishnah. The Gemara Masechta Megillah Daf Yud Zayin Omud Aleph makes a cheshbon that 14 years Yaakov Avinu learned in the yeshiva of Shem and Eber. The Gemara Masechta Zvochim speaks about the Ohel Moed in Gilgal. It was 14 years. In the Rambam Perik Aleph Alocho Aleph on Hilchos Beis HaBechira, Kivon shenichnesul la'aretz he'emidu hamishkon begilgol 14 shono shekovshu v'chilku. Took 14 years kibush Eretz Israel in the Chalukas Eretz Israel. Umishon bo leShilo. In Shiloh they made already a new mishkan with avonim, with yiriyos on top, no roof, and it stayed for 369 years until Eli was nifter and it became choruf. And went to Nov and they built a mishkan until Shmuel Hanovi was nifter, became nechrav. They came to Givon and they built the mishkan. From Givon they came to the place of Yerushalayim, Noiv, and Givon was 75 years altogether. The Rambam wrote the Mishnah Torah, and the name was changed afterwards, Yod HaChazoka. The whole HaYod HaChazoka Asher also Moshe. Yod are the 14 Sforim of the Mishnah Torah. What are the names of the 14 Sforim of the Rambam? Number 1, Sefer Hamado. Number 2, Ahavo. 3, Zmanim. 4, Noshim. 5, Kedusho. 6, Haflo'o. 7, Zroim. 8, Avodah. 9, Korbonos. 10, Tohoro. 11, Nezikin. 12, Inyon. 13, Mishpotim. 14, Shofetim. The Gon says Yad is 14. In the Pirkei HaEtzbos there are 14 bones. Each finger has 3 bones, and the thumb has only 2. So let's count the perokim of the Etzbos according to the Rambam's Yad HaChazoka. The thumb will have 2 Sforim, 2 bones. Mado and Ahavo. Mado has 5 Sforim. Yesoid HaTorah, Deos, Talmud Torah, Avodah Zorah v'Chukos HaGoyim, and Shuva. Ahavo has Kriyishma, Tefillah Birchas Kohanim, Tefillah Mezuzah B'Torah, Tzitzis, Rochos, Milo, and Seder HaTefillah. That's altogether 12 perokim, combining Ahavo and Mado. Now let's go to the index. It has 3 perokim. Zmanim, Noshim, and Kedusha. Zmanim is Shabbos, Eruvin, Yom Kippur, Yom Tov, Chometz U'Matzah, Shofar, Sukkah v'Lulav, Shkolim, Kiddush HaChodesh, Ta'aniyos, Megillah v'Chanukah. So we're up to 22. Noshim has Ishus, Gerushin, Yibum v'Chalitza, Nara Besulo, and Soite. We're up to 27. Kedusha has Isure Biyum, Machodes Asuras, and Shchita. We're up to 30. Okay, we're up to the 3rd finger. Aflo, Zroim, and Avoida. Aflo has Shvuos, Dodorim, Naziros, Aruchim, Becharumim. We're up to 34. Zroim has Klayim, Matnos, Aniyim, Trumois, Masrois, Maser Shein v'Netrevai, Bikurim, together with Sh'ar, Matnos Kohun, Shebegvulim, and Shmita v'Yovel. Altogether, 41. Avoida has Beis HaBechira, Klei HaMikdash, v'Ha'oivdim bo, Biyaz HaMikdash, Isure Mizbeach, מעשה הקורבנות, תמידים ומוספים, פסולי המוקדשים, עבודת יום הכיפורים, and me'ilo, altogether 50. Take a mitzvah, the fourth finger, has 3 perokim. Korbanos, Haro, and Nezikim. Korbanos is Pesach, Hagigo, Bechoros, Shgogos, Mechusri Kaporo, and Temuro, up to 56. Behoro has Tumas Meis, Puradumo, Tzoras, Mishkov Umoishov, Sheor Ovois Hatumo, Tumas Ocholim, Kelim, Mikvoos, up to 64. Nezikim has Nizke Momon, Genevo, Gzelo Bavedo, Choy Velumazik, Rotzeach Ushmiras HaNefesh, up to 69. The last 3 perokim of the Zeres is Kinyan, Mishpotim, and Shoftim. Kinyan has Mechiro, Zechio, Matono, Shchenim, Sheluchim, Meshutofim, and Avodim, altogether 74. Mishpotim has Schirus, She'elo Upikodon, Malve Velove, To'an Benit'an, Nahalos, that's 79. The last, Shoifatim has Sanhedrin Beho'onshim Amesurim Lahem, Eduth, Mamerim, Ovel, Melochim, Umilchamos. Altogether, 84 perokim. Yaakov Avinu was 84 years old, and he got married to Rochel and Leah. Parshas Tefilin has 21 times the Shem Havaya. By Shel Yad and 21 by Shel Rosh is 42, like the Rambam says. Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam, 42 plus 42 is 84. If somebody eats from a Pidyon Ben, has a sgula of Pei Dalet Ta'aniyois, B'Shem the Arizal. In Parsha Shmini we find 14, right at the beginning of the Parsha, by Yoledes. Im Nekevohi, if she's a girl, Azaltov, she's Temeya 14 days, double than a Zocher. She goes to the mikveh, and then she's Muteres Lebalo the next 66 days. Even if she sees Dam, it's called Dam Tohar. Afat Piken the Torah says, Bechol Kodesh lo siga, ve'el hamikdosh lo yisovo, at melois yemei tohoro. She says, she's not allowed to touch any Truma. Bechol Kodesh, Rabos is a Truma. Makos Yudaletom at base, and Mesechta Yevomas. Why is she not allowed to touch Truma? Because she is a Tevul Yom, a Teveles Yom Oruch. For 66 days she is considered a Teveles Yom Oruch. And a Tevul Yom is also to touch Truma. That is not allowed to eat Truma and not to touch Truma. And this posik is telling you, Bechol Kodesh lo siga, that a Tevul Yom is not allowed to touch Truma. Achidosh Naloch. Shali is why the Torah is Merames the din of Negia Betruma by Tevul Yom by a Yoledes. The Torah should have said this halacha by Hilchos Truma, by just Emor. Reb Chaim Kanievsky wants to say a chidush, that there is a special chidush by Yoledes, that she has dam tohar, even though she's muteres lebalo. I would never have a minute she's allowed to touch Truma. She's in between. The Torah tells you no. Even though she's muteres lebalo, she still has a din of toiveles yom oruch, and she is still asura betruma, benegias truma, Hoshken at full yom kotzer. 14 days is at mea lebalo, and 66 days she's muteres lebalo, but asura benegias truma, Hoshken beachidas truma. 14,000 people died after the Maaseh of Korach. It was a magefo. Ayiyo hamesim b'magefo arba'o osor 1,700 milbat hamesim al devar Korach. 14,000 people in one day. The night of Pesach, we're supposed to eat a korban. And Erev Pesach Yudalet, Shchitas Korban Pesach, and Shchitas Chagigas Yudalet, the 14th of Nisan. In Pirkei Rebbe Eliezer says, Rashi brings it down, that Yitzchok Avinu asked Esav to bring Tzayit, a korban. He wants to eat korban Pesach. The problem is, as the Gerei Rebbe, Pinchas Menachem, and Toroscho Shashuai, that korban Pesach needs Bikur Dalet Yomim, needs Menuyim, like the Gemara says in Eroch in the Yud Gimel Omed Beis, and he brings down from Sukkah and Beis Omed Beis. And Tosha says it's Leikuvo. So how is he asking Esav to make a tzayit? That's not Bikur, that's not kosher korban Pesach. So he wants to say that two dinim. Korban Pesach he had prepared in the house through Rivka with a minui and with a Bikur. At korban Chagiga does not need Bikur. And all he asked Esav is to bring a korban Chagiga Yudalet. And the Yikad Rais brings a raya. How can you bring a chaya for a korban Pesach? A chaya is not kosher for a korban Pesach. It's not kosher for anything in the Mizbeach. But for Svia, to eat a soiva, you can eat anything, even a chaya. That's why he sent Esav to bring the chaya that you eat before korban Pesach. When Yaakov came down to Mitzrayim, it says in Parshas Vayigash, how many children did Leah bring, and how many children came from Rochel? From Leah came out Shloishim Besholosh, 33, and from Rochel came out 14, Kol nefesh arbo o osor. Ki yad al keis ko milchom l'Hashem ba'amolek midor dor. Yad merumas on Yud Dalet Ador Purim. Al keis ko Yud and Hey is merumas on Shushan Purim, the 15th. The Posik says, Borishon, in the first month, Ba'arbo osor yoim lachodesh, in the 14th day of the Chodesh, Bo'erev tochlu matzos. By night you should eat matzos. It's very difficult to understand. If it's Bo'erev, it's not anymore the 14th day, it's the 15th day. So why does the Posik says Be'arbo osor yoim lachodesh Bo'erev? What does Yud Dalet have to do with Achilas matzah? In Yerushalmi says, Kol ha'ochel matzah be'erev Pesach ki ilo ba al arusoso bebeis chomov. It's a Easter to eat matzah erev Pesach in Yud Dalet. But the matzah should be baked in Yud Dalet after Shchitas Korban Pesach. According to some, if the matzah was baked before Shchitas Korban Pesach, it's psula. In the times of the Beis Hamikdash, they shech the Korban Pesach, and they bake the matzahs, everybody with his own oven, and then they roasted the Korban Pesach. Everything in Yerushalayim. The Torah is telling you, Be'arbo osor yoim, when you bake the matzah on Yud Dalet, vo erev tochlu matzahs, but you should eat it by night. The Yidden killed Hamesh Meos Ish, and that says Bnei Haman, Ubavizo lo sholchu es Yodom. That was in Yud Gimel. Esther asked that should be given for the Yidden, Yud Dalet also. And that says Bnei Haman should be hanged on a tree. The Yidden got together, and Yud Dalet, the Chodesh Ador, and they killed 300 ish, Ubavizo lo sholchu es Yodom. The other Medinas, they killed 75,000 Goyim, Ubavizo lo sholchu es Yodom. And in Yud Dalet, they made Yom Tov, Yom Mishte Besimcho. The Yidden Shushan, they fought Yud Gimel and Yud Dalet, and they made a Yom Tov in Tezvov. The Targum says, why did the Yidden not take the money for themselves? It's a milchama. The Teretz is, Targum Sheni says that they were all Amolekim. They only killed people that come from Amalek. The halacha is, by Amalek, you're not to have a no from the Chosim. Therefore, Ubavizo lo sholchu es Yodom. The Gemara says in Moed Kotan, After Samud Aleph, Omer Rabbi Paranach, Omer Rabbi Yochanan. When Shlomo Melech finished the Beis Hamikdash, Lo osu Yisrael es Yom Kippurim. They did not do Yom Kippur. They ate 7 days of Sukkot and 7 days before Sukkot, altogether 14 days. And the Yidden had dago. Maybe they were over on Isur Achila Yom Kippur. Yoteso baskol ve'omru lohem kulchem mezumonim lechayei ho'olam habo. The lechem aponim had to be matzah. Cannot be chometz. Each word lechem aponim was shnei esroinim, 10 pounds of flour. And the Kohanim have to eat the lechem aponim every Shabbos. What happens when Shabbos is Erev Pesach and Yud Dalet? You're not allowed to eat matzah Erev Pesach, and you have to eat the lechem aponim. The answer is, it's not a problem, because the lechem aponim was not baked l'shem matzah. It's a matzah psula l'shem Pesach. It has to be a matzah baked l'shem Pesach. Also, you're not allowed to be yoytze mitzvahs matzah with bikurim, because bikurim is not ne'echal b'chol mokom, and matzah has to be eaten b'chol mokom, b'chol moshvo sechem. Lechem aponim also is not eaten b'chol mokom, only ba'azor. Emelo, there's a heter to eat lechem aponim erev Pesach b'yom Yud Dalet, like you're allowed to eat matzah shiro, like says in Shulchan Aruch Dov Ayin Aleph Seif Beis Meshech Chochma. In erev Pesach shechal yos b'Shabbos, can you shech the Korban Pesach? Edaber Hashem el Moshe b'midbar Sinai b'ashon ha'shenis letzeisu meretz Mitzrayim v'chodesh harishon le'emar v'yasu b'nei Yisrael ha'posach b'moado. Rashi says b'moado, like the Gemara says in Pesachim Tezvov Med Aleph, afilu b'Shabbos. B'moado Korban Pesach doiche Shabbos. In the Gemara Pesachim, over there, this halacha was forgotten from Bnei Beseira. Pam achas chal rebo osor yom liyos b'Shabbos, and they forgot if Pesach is doiche Shabbos or not. Until Hillel came from Bovel, the Dorash Lohem, B'moado, it says by Korban Pesach, Moado says by Korban Tomid, V'hekesh, just like Korban Tomid is Doiche Shabbos, Korban Pesach is Doiche Shabbos. The kasha is, the Yidden, when they made the Mishkan, they were mechanech on Sunday. That means that Pesach was on Sunday, Tezvov, the 15th day. That means that Erev Pesach fell on Shabbos. The Yidden did the Korban Pesach then. So how is it possible that Bnei Beseira forgot a meferish posuk in the Torah? The Meshech Chochma wants to answer that that's for sure that Bnei Beseira knew that the Shchitas Korban Pesach is Doiche Shabbos. That says in the Torah, B'moyado. But they did not know the locho if the Hekter Halovim Ve'vorim is Doiche Shabbos or not.